Ladies and gentlemen, guess what you're looking at, baby? The East Tennessee YouTube television champion. Hey, the mothership sent me back, baby. Funkmaster V back in East Tennessee wrestling. Look what I got here. Look at this blue little belt. My baby. Nobody's taking it from me. And guess what happened, baby? The folks up at Era Wrestling, ERA, said, Funk, Oneida needs a little funk up in here, baby. It's getting a little dismal with these leaves falling off the trees. And I said, November 10th, I'll be at Oneida High School up there. I don't know who I'm wrestling. I don't know who's going to step in a squared circle. And I'm going to tell you something. Off the cuff. My girl Sassafras is going to be here, and she's the best looking thing I've ever laid my eyes upon. And by the power of James Brown, I'm going to walk out victorious. And odds are I'm going to get in the ring with somebody better looking, somebody younger, somebody faster, and somebody stronger. It's been the story, Jack. But I got one thing that them other boys don't have. I got the funk. See you tonight.
Hello everybody, welcome to Era Wrestling. Daniel Terry here with you along with my co-host
John Diamond, who's not happy that he has to wear this shirt.
Well, me either.
Well, that's a step up for you.
Step
down for me.
You don't like my t-shirts I wear on here, man?
No.
I wish they'd at least give us a different colored one. They should have got you a black one because it's a lot more slim.
What's that supposed to mean?
Anyway, we got some big things to talk about.
Two big matches here.
That's right. What we got on tap, John?
Well, we got James Cole taking on Bobby Dark. In the main event, just to show what a fighting champion he is, television champion Payne takes on Rick Roberts, who tonight he'll be taking on Draven Lee at Oneida High School at 7 p.m.
That's going to be an interesting match. I'm not really sure why Payne would agree to take that, but
he's a fighting champion.
Well, but anyway, like I said, some big things going on there at wrestling. I don't see any reason to hold it up any longer, John. We're going to take you right on up to the ring.
All right, John, here we go. What do you think about this one? James Cole taking on Bobby Dark, and James Cole without the services of Paul Buchannan.
You know, I heard rumor that he was in Japan or something, you know, with the Gahedra Corporation meeting or something, but you never can tell with Paul Buchanan.
Why is he always going here and there?
I have no idea.
I mean, does he work for that company? Do they work for him? Do they back him? What's the dynamic?
I think that's one of the many mysteries in life. That doesn't look like Cole is. He looks like he's lost that Paul Buchanan here.
Well, I started to say here, you see Bobby Dark's got the edge right now. He's looking good, taking Cole over with a side headlock.
Oh, he changed it right there. He got him in a head scissors.
I'm anxious to see how Cole performs without Paul Buchanan. You know, we seen Cole a couple weeks back get a huge win over former television champion David Michaels. We know that Cole's a very talented wrestler. But we also know that Paul Buchanan, he does an awful lot of helping at ringside too.
Yeah, with Paul out there, it's more of a handicap match than a singles. And right now, Cole's, for the first time in a long time, he's having to do it all on his own.
Well, here we got Bobby Dark. I started to say, what's he looking at the referee for? Son, hit him and let's go.
Well, Bobby Dark is he's a little green around the gills, isn't he?
Well, I don't know what the issue is, but when you got a man in position that you can take an advantage in a wrestling match, you better take every advantage you can get. Don't worry about the referee. You know, you're within your rights.
Well, that makes perfect sense if you had a brain, but I don't think Bobby Dark has much of one.
And here you see Cole trying to go for, I guess, some sort of submission move. And we've seen this before. And here he's got the bridge with a chin lock applied. And that's a very painful move, John.
I'm shocked that Bobby Dark hadn't tapped out already.
Well, now, Bobby Dark's tough. We know that. We've seen him here in Air Wrestling for the last few weeks. And I tell you, he's
Looks like he's going for a reversal here.
yeah, looks like it. But Bobby Dark's right on the verge of doing some big things here in Air Wrestling, I think.
Well, you might be right if he had some sense, but I mean, we saw just a handful of weeks ago he got in the ring with Payne, which is stupid right off the bat.
Well, everybody wants opportunities, and you know, he was severely mismatched, but sometimes you got to take what you can get if you want to get anywhere at all, John. And here he's reeling again this week.
Well, speaking of Payne, I mean, tonight's the big night, defending his title against Draven Lee.
And that was a painful maneuver by Cole. That'll knock the breath out of you right there every time, John.
Oh, it was a near fall.
And here Cole goes to the front face lock. The referee better be checking that for a choke.
Now, you're not implying that James Cole would choke somebody, are you?
Well, I'm not implying that he would. I'm not implying anything. I know he would.
Yeah.
I'd say it's probable, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, I would say so. But now, since Paul Buchanan's not here today, I mean, where does that leave James Cole and Deathstalker tonight?
I don't know. I mean, as far as the Deathstalker's concerned, I really don't know what Deathstalker's going to do even when Paul Buchanan's here. Now that Paul Buchanan's not here, is he going to be even more uncontrollable? I mean, that's something we'll have to wait and see, John. I can tell you right now, I don't see James Cole being able to control him.
No, if Paul can't. I doubt Cole can. I don't think there is anyone who can control him.
Here you saw Bobby Dark.
Get his eyes dug out.
Well, yeah, and he was going for a variation of the same maneuver that Cole had used on him earlier. You know, when you got somebody like Cole down, I don't know that it's the best game plan to try to out-wrestle him on the mat. I don't know that that's really what you want to be doing. When you got him down, I'd probably put the boots to him, I guess.
I think Cole has a little more experience than Bobby Dark does.
Well, that's my point. You know, when you're talking about mat wrestling, Cole's been around for a while, and I think he may have the experience edge. And you know, when it comes to wrestling, knowledge is everything.
Well, that goes back to what I said a minute ago. Bobby Dark doesn't have a lot of sense.
John, you know, Bobby Dark's having trouble with James Cole right here, and we saw him have trouble with a lot of people here since he's been here in Air Wrestling. But I'm pretty sure he could whip you pretty easy.
Well, that would be the first time he whipped anybody.
Yeah, but everybody's got to get that first win somewhere, don't they?
I doubt he's going to get it here today.
Keep talking. He might come over here and have a little conversation with you. And here you see Cole, very smart tactic. He knows he's got 5, and he's using that top rope to apply that hold. Here he's going to go back to it, looks like, using the ropes again to work on the arm of Bobby Dark.
That's a good way to get your arm jerked out of socket.
And you see a big snap mare right there and a kick to the spine. And, you know, if I'm Cole, I'm going to stay on this arm right here. Looks like he's going to go back to it, John.
Well, maybe Cole's not... maybe he doesn't need Paul Buchanan as much as we thought.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say anybody's ever needed him. He's about a nuisance. If
Now,
you
what
ask
would
me.
you call that?
I have no idea. He's got him in a pretzel here.
You got the ropes?
You know, the thing about Cole, I've said it before on the program. He's a young, very in shape. He can go in the ring as long as anybody else can go. It's odd that he would hire Paul Buchannan in the first place. I mean, it's obvious. We're seeing him out here this week. We can see that he does not need anybody out there.
He got him in a choke here. If I was a ref, I'd be checking that. It looks like Bobby Dark's choking him.
I don't know that he's not. I agree. Referee probably needs to get in there and check it out.
Not to take away from this match, but I am looking forward to tonight in Oneida High School. Draven Lee getting a shot at the television championship against Payne. I'm guessing if you had to wager, you'd say Draven Lee's going to win, right?
Well, I mean, no, I wouldn't say that. I would say I think it's going to be an entertaining match. I think that people are anxious to see it. But Payne's a two-time champion, and the thing about Draven Lee is this. I think he's got plenty enough talent to win. He definitely wants to win, but he's never been a champion. And the thing about it is, you got to beat the champion. He doesn't really have to beat you. He's just got to hang on to that belt. And Draven Lee is at a severe disadvantage in that match.
Plus, let's not overlook the fact that Draven Lee is not very intelligent.
John,
well, hey, that comes into it. I mean,
is there anybody? Let me ask you this: is there anybody, excluding Noah Richards and Payne, that, in your opinion, has enough sense coming out of the ring?
Myself. Well, you asked the question. Well, since James Cole...
here we see Bobby Dark going for a pinfall right here.
Since Cole is in the ring here, we could also, discuss his, I don't know if you call him his partner, Deathstalker. He's got a big match tonight against Mountain Man.
He does, and looking forward to that. But here you see Cole with the advantage again.
Sweep. 1, 2, 3.
He got him. A big win for James Cole, John. We'll be right back. On November 10th, Era Wrestling returns to the Oneida High School gym. As Draven Lee looks to realize a dream, he'll have to defeat Payne, the reigning and two-time Era Wrestling Television Champion. Don't miss this big main event, plus many more great matches. That's at the Oneida High School gym, November 10th. Bell time 7 p.m. Admission just $5. 6 and under, absolutely free.
All right, welcome back, everybody. A big win for James Cole, John.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. Bobby Dark, not what you call a winner.
Well, what is a surprise is the fact Paul Buchannan not at ringside.
Yeah, I heard James Cole complaining to Paul on the phone earlier. He's not liking having to babysit.
And as we said in commentary, not real sure what's going on, why he would be out of the country. But anyway, big win for James nonetheless. And moving right on here, let's talk a little bit about what's coming up tonight, John.
Well, of course we know the big match. Television championship on the line with Payne taking on Draven Lee, which is a huge mistake for Draven Lee. He should have stayed home. We also got Deathstalker against Mountain Man, and David Michaels stupidly getting in the ring with Noah Richards.
Should probably point out, we were just talking about James Cole. You guys may remember David Michaels and James Cole having a match here a couple weeks ago, and actually David Michaels being hit in the head, we still don't know what it was, and sustained a bit of a concussion.
Well, if it wasn't bad enough after he got hit in the head, Cole hit him with the enziguri in the head.
Right. So, we're not 100% sure what kind of state he's going to be in tonight. I mean, we've seen David fight through a lot of stuff. I know he's going to be there, but I'm just a little anxious to see what goes on because he's definitely got a good opponent.
Well, I mean, I think David, his mindset is, I want revenge, because you got to remember, when he did have his hand broke, Payne wasn't the only one there.
That is true, and I'm sure that he's very excited to be getting a chance to get his hands on Noah Richards. This will be the first time he's got to do so. Also, let's touch just a little bit on Deathstalker versus Mountain Man, a very unusual matchup, but at the same time, probably a very good matchup for both of those individuals, John.
Both are very unorthodox. I don't expect a lot of wrestling to be had in
Expect
that
a lot
match.
of punching and kicking, do you?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that people, if that's what you like at home, that's what you're going to get because them old boys liable to beat each other to death. But then the big one, big TV championship match, and I'm sure that everyone watching at home, and I know myself included, I'm looking forward to that.
It's been a long time coming.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's seemed like a lot of red tape to get through, and a lot of roads had to be traveled down to get to this point. But we're finally here, and tonight we're going to get to see if Draven Lee is really a player or was he a pretender.
Well, I mean, everybody needs to come out tonight to see that. About time 7 p.m. Admission's only $5. Ages 6 and under is free. It might be the last time you ever get to see Draven Lee in the ring because Payne might kill him.
Well, I got a suspicion that Draven Lee's going to show everybody that he is definitely a contender. And I think he's got a great opportunity to walk out as the television champion in that match. But as John said, you're not going to want to miss that, folks. We enjoy bringing you Era TV each and every week. Nothing like watching it live, is there?
No, there's not.
All right, John. Here we've got our big main event right here.
Rick Roberts getting in the ring with the current television champion Payne. I mean, this is just hours before Payne defends his belt.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing that. We're going to go ahead and take you on up to the ring.
Alright, John, here we go. Rick Roberts taking on Payne, and a little bit surprised with this match, but I guess Payne a little upset with Rick Roberts after last week.
Well, last week, for a moment, it looked like they were going to work well together in that tag match against Draven Lee and Mountain Man, but that didn't last very long, did it?
No. Now, I didn't really get the word on this match. Is this for the TV title? I mean, what happens if Rick Roberts wins here?
Well, I mean, as far as I know, this is a non-title match. What happens if Rick Roberts somehow does win? I don't know. I don't know what that does to the rankings. I mean, we know that Payne's defending the TV title against Draven Lee.
Yeah, and for the folks at home, don't forget that big match coming up tonight.
Yeah.
Oneida High School gym. And bell time on there is going to be 7 p.m. You don't want to miss any of those great matches that we've got going on, John. But I'll tell you what, everybody's talking about Payne possibly going to lose that television championship.
Well, all those people are wrong. What's going to happen is Draven Lee's going to get the makeup beat off his face.
And here you see Rick Roberts. Look like he may have raked the eyes
he
right
raked
there.
the eyes.
It's always interesting to see Payne in there with people who do the same kind of stuff he does, how he reacts to it.
Well, that makes a better match. I mean, Payne's always going to win either way. But he'll have a lot more fun with it.
And looked like, well, he got it, but I started to say Rick Roberts was going for the monkey flip right there, and Payne actually grabbed him. I don't know what he was going to do and cut him off, and then Rick was able to get that move anyway.
Well, we got to give Rick Roberts some credit. You know, he does have experience. He's been wrestling since what, 1750 or something like that. I mean, he's been in there a while.
Boy, you push your luck a lot, don't you?
Well, I'm just saying how it is. I mean, the people at home deserve the facts.
And here you see Rick Roberts going back to work. Got the upper hand and raking the eyes on the rope. And that right there will put you out of commission no matter who you are.
That's a cheap tactic.
Yep. Think Payne would ever do anything like that?
No.
I don't know about that, John. But anyway, Rick Roberts don't care a bit to break the rules.
He likes those chops too, don't he?
He does. Here we got a punch
See, that was
to
a
the
close
jaw.
fist. You saw that. That was close.
I'm not going to disagree with you. Probably was. And here you see Payne with a kick to the stomach. And Rick Roberts fighting back again. Payne coming back with another kick to the stomach and a big forearm. And, you know, when Payne hits you with a forearm like that, it's vicious, but it's even more vicious when you rakes your eyes after it gets done.
Well, see, now Rick Roberts, he is known to fight. I mean, when you see him on a card, you don't expect a wrestling match, you expect to fight. But the thing is, Payne, he likes to fight too. And
Well,
Payne has the size advantage.
That's what I was just going to say. You know, you've heard me say on this program time and time again, a good big man will beat a real good little man any day of the week.
Exactly.
And you know, not that Rick Roberts is a small man. He's a big man himself. But I'm gonna tell you something. You got a guy in there, 323, I think's what Payne's weighing in at these days. That's hard to overcome.
Especially when you're like 300 years old, like Rick Roberts is.
You do know if he hits you, he'll probably kill you, don't you?
I'm willing to take that chance.
You
Because my job is to
taking
tell
more
the
chances.
truth.
If I was you, I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't be taking the chances you take. You
Look,
talking about people earlier didn't have any sense. I tell you what, brother.
Rick Roberts don't have his hearing aid in, so he can't hear me either way.
And there you see Payne got the upper hand here, and Payne wrenching back on Rick, and another big forearm. And those right there, folks, believe it or not, you take a couple, three of those to the temple, those will knock you out.
You realize that should be your catchphrase.
What's that?
Payne's got the upper hand here, because you say that more than anything in the world.
Well, I just got through saying he's 323 pounds. If he ain't getting the upper hand every now and then, he probably ought to go home.
You know it burns you up to have to say that.
Why would it burn me up?
You don't like Payne. You haven't liked him since day one.
I've been friends with Payne for 15 years.
That's just what you want people to think.
Have you ever asked him?
No.
Well, maybe you should.
Did you see that? That was a low blow. And the referee just let it go.
The referee's letting some stuff go here. He wants to get a winner.
See, now, if Payne done that, he would have not only disqualified him, but he'd have him thrown in prison. It's not fair.
Well, boy, I'll tell you what, our officials got a lot of authority here in air wrestling. Throwing people in prison and everything these days, huh? Anyway, you got Rick Roberts, and he's got the upper hand here again, but experience starting to kick in right here. You know, Rick knows every trick there is.
See, referee should disqualify him right now. That was more than 5 seconds.
I'm telling you, Rick needs to. I mean, Rick's looking a little winded himself, but Payne is very winded. If I was Rick, I would apply some sort of a hold where I could put my body weight on Payne and wear him down. And see, here you got Rick goes for a body slam, and that's just something. If you're Rick Roberts, it's not smart.
No, but you got to give credit to Payne here. I mean, here he is in a non-title match, even though he has a title match tonight. See, that's a fighting champion.
You know, nobody's trying to say that Payne's not a fighting champion, but it's like you say that like he ought to be, you know, getting a case of Twinkies for it. That's kind of when you're the champion, that's what you're expected to do when you're top dog in the company.
Well, first of all, a man like Payne does not get in that good of a shape by eating a case of Twinkies. And
he
second
ain't getting
of all,
in that good a shape by running and working out every day too.
Well, look at him. You can tell he stays in the gym.
Does he?
Yes.
Well, they got vending machines in there?
You know, that's a slander is what that is.
What do
Now,
you
a lot of people, if they had a title match coming up that night, they wouldn't be competing, you know, hours beforehand. But Payne will.
Here you see him going for a cover, and Rick Roberts getting out. What I was going to say there. Fact of the matter is, he does what he's told to do, if he wants to keep a job, just like all the rest of us are doing.
That's neither here nor there. He would have gotten the ring either way, because he's a fighting champion. The fact they made him do it has nothing to do with it.
Ooh, and a big punch right to the back of the skull. And I'd start to say he might have knocked Rick out a little bit right there, but
Came close.
yeah, he's worse for wear, but he's conscious. But man, he's still feeling it right now.
Now, normally, if you get hit in the head that hard and you don't know where you are, it's something to be concerned about. But Rick Roberts has no idea where he is 90% of the time, so you really can't tell that way.
And here he's going to use his head as a... Well, he does
See,
it again.
that was another low blow.
He uses his head as a battering ram, and he probably already got a concussion, so not a good game plan for Rick. But looks like he's going to go for the figure four right here, John.
He's trying it. Nope.
And
Payne
Payne,
in the ropes.
yeah, way too close to the ropes. You get a guy as tall as Payne is, it's hard for him not to be in the ropes.
That's the advantage.
And you got, what are we doing here? Taking a timeout? And Rick saying no timeouts in wrestling. He's going to work on the back of Payne.
He's in the ropes. The referee should be getting him off of it.
What's that you always say when Payne's got him backed up in the corner beating the tar out of him? It's, well, he's got 5.
I've never said that in my life.
You want to go back and look at some old footage?
I don't promote cheating.
You don't promote it, but you certainly condone it a lot.
That's neither here nor there.
Here you got Payne trying to get back up to a vertical base, and Rick Roberts going to help him a little bit right here. No, he's going to go for a punch, and Payne, I tell you what, man, when you're going to get into a brawl, you better find you somebody else other than Payne. That's a bad game plan if you're Rick Roberts. Rick's a fantastic wrestler. You know, if I'm Rick Roberts, I'm in there trying to wrestle Payne. I'm not in there trying to bruise around with him.
I want you to think of the additional advantage Payne will have here. When he defeats Rick Roberts, and you know he will, he's going to be going into that match tonight.
Wait just a minute, John. What we got right here?
What's Draven Lee doing out here?
And Draven Lee has just made his way out to the ring, and a big crossbody coming off the top rope. And I guess Payne's going to win the match due to disqualification. But Draven Lee, I guess, getting a shot in on him before later tonight.
That's cowardly. That's what that is.
And we want to remind you, folks, tonight there you see Draven Lee saying, I'm going to be the next champion. Payne's going to put that belt on the line tonight at 7 p.m. at the Oneida High School gym. Some other big matches to pass along to you, ladies and gentlemen. Noah Richards taking on David Michaels, Funkmaster V in a big debut match. And also, Deathstalker with Paul Buchannan taking on the Mountain Man. Join us 7 p.m. tonight at the Oneida High School.